There seems to be a lot of videos going around on X about a recent interview that Rupert Lowe has done with a podcaster called, I think his name is Brett Weinstein. And as always, it's been edited and clipped out of context. Now, before we get into the clips, which I'm going to show in a minute or so, I want to articulate my position with Rupert Lowe, hence the thumbnail. In my view, the politically disengaged, the people that voted for Brexit and didn't really get it, the people that want lower migration, or just they want their political will enacted in Parliament. We are Rupert Lowe. How can that be when he is a multimillionaire, a successful businessman from the south of England? And many of the disenfranchised voter are working class gammons like me. How can I say we are all Rupert? I can say we are all Rupert because we are political outsiders. Rupert Lowe was a Tory party member and donor back in the day, just like Nigel Farage. Alright? Nigel Farage is a creature of the system, a creature of the establishment. He is Mr. Brexit. He has made his name on being the most right of centre politician in Britain for the past 30 years. That's as Nigel Farage. Rupert Lowe isn't that. He is a political outsider. He is as much a political outsider as I am. I've never been elected to Parliament, but Rupert Lowe has been elected to Parliament. I knew there was something deeply wrong when Reform UK ejected him from the party last year. Apparently, the altercation with Zayed and Yusuf, reporting to the police, and all of this, all of the rumours by Richard Tice and Lee Anderson that he had early onset dementia, and then hit pieces by Nadine Dorries saying that basically he's the most dangerous politician in the country and he's the most extreme right-wing politician in the Parliament, actually going as far as to call him dangerous. It's all the same reason. It's because he is a political outsider. He doesn't mince his words. He says as it is, and he's shifting the conversation and the Overton window right back to where it needs to be, in the sensible centre. This is the issue with Britain. It's so politically skewed to the far left extreme that once unlimited migration apparently is the extreme position. This is why I say we are all Rupert Lowe. Common sense people, limited migration, an economy that works for the individual, and the state being the servants of the people, not using us as a personal piggy bank. So when I see clips like this being clipped out of context, I never lose sight of why that is. It's because he is a political insurgent. He is against the plan. He's too right-wing for Reform UK, apparently, and he's forcing the establishment to confront conversations that they would prefer not be given airtime. These are just my views. Comment below if you agree or not. So without further ado, this is the larger clip that they clipped a little segment out of, and it's about him auditing or not auditing who's actually a member of his party. So I'm going to play this clip first of all.
The party. I don't know of any party that audits its membership, and equally, I think a lot of the damage is done not by necessarily the right. Some is, and I detest far right sort of ethno-nationalist or neo-Nazism. I've never been driven by that. Equally, I'm not driven by what I call the malign left, which actually is capable of equal evil, if not more evil. And yet, because they're left-wing, they're not required to audit their membership. They're not criticised when...
So that's the clip. Now, there's a few things in there. First of all, Rupert Lowe does fall into the trap of saying that he detests ethno-nationalists. Now, this is a catch-all phrase and a catch-all word that we really need to stop using. Ethno-nationalists are the same thing. One's the Latin word and one's the Greek word. It's exactly the same thing. If you are a nationalist, you are an ethno-nationalist. It's one and the same thing. However, what people are taking umbrage or trying to make political hay out of is the fact that he's apparently disavowing some of his voter base. Some people that would like an all-white Britain or every person of colour to be deported from this United Kingdom. That's what people are trying to make political hay out of. I don't buy it and I don't fall for it. First of all, think of the agenda. Who's going to gain from a fracturing of Restore Britain's base? Who's going to gain? It's going to be the establishment and the legacy parties. They are the people and their surrogates online and in other places that are going to be plugging this clip and saying, look, Rupert Lowe hates you. He hates his own base. He's no different than Farage or any of the other political parties. You might as well just vote Tory or Reform. Think of the angle. Always think, why are they doing this? As I say, limited migration to the United Kingdom can be beneficial. I do think for the next 10 to 15 years a net negative would be beneficial as well. All illegals need to go, and they should not be given indefinite leave to remain. Any illegal who has been given indefinite leave to remain in past 10 to 15 years should be open to review to be deported. Always remember who the real enemy is. It's the people that don't do what they're elected to do. It's the people that do not want genuine dissident outsider voices in our parliaments. I'm all for more debate. I want everybody to have a political view, and I want everybody to vent their spleen in our parliaments. As long as you're not inciting violence, your political views deserve representation in our House of Commons, in the mother of parliaments. Always remember the real enemy. The way Rupert Lowe around like he's the big bad boogeyman, because he's actually giving voice and he's actually giving us a powerful voice and a powerful way to register our discontent with the current political system. This is why they want him gone. This is why Reform wanted him gone. This is why the establishment wanted him gone. He's shifting the conversation into places where they don't want to go. And it's not because they hate us, it's because they're merely indifferent. I don't think the state actually hates us. I think the state is indifferent to us. They don't see that they have any duty of care to look after its own people, especially the most vulnerable. Now I'm going to go on to the second clip because everyone's making hay of this particular clip. Oh, look, he hates the ethno-nationalists. Not true. I don't believe so, because it's exactly the same thing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the second clip because it was part of a larger interview and it was part of a larger podcast. Many people are just looking at this and they're jumping to the wrong conclusions. You're dancing to the people who are clickbaiting you to look at it. Always be critical. Always look at all the angles. Now I'm going to play the second clip.
About it when they were in power, but the Labour Party has put power ahead of right and wrong. So you've had, and the fear of being called a racist by almost every state body has meant that they weren't prepared to look into this in the way they should have done.
He's talking about the grooming gangs that were by predominantly Pakistani Muslim men who have been imported to the United Kingdom, and the country's done nothing about it. And when I say the country, I mean the organs of state. Part of the reason, or the official reason why they did nothing about it, is what Rupert Lowe is saying here. They didn't want to be called racist. I think it's far deeper than that. It's indifference. It's a nothing burger to the people who are making political decisions in Britain. They don't see it as an issue. So now I'm going to continue with the clip.
And that has effectively allowed this evil to propagate. They've now said they're having a national inquiry as a result of what we've done. We've had 20,000 people who've crowdfunded a rape gang inquiry, which we've held. We had 2-week hearings, 2 of the worst weeks of my life. We had some absolutely horrific testimony. And a lot of this goes back to the tensions, really. A lot of it's down to Islam and the way in which Islam teaches its followers that they are superior to other religions. And as you know, if you ever during the Crusades, if you lost a battle to Saladin, you had two choices: you either converted to Islam or they killed you. And it's not dissimilar to that, and we go into all the reasons. And I urge everybody to read our report. It's 200 pages of. I think it's fascinating, even though my wonderful team, has done it with the help of a superb barrister called Graham Smith. We held the hearings properly. We've done it with the backing of these 20,000 concerned people here, so it's a big issue here. And a lot of it has been hushed up because it's in working class communities rather than the mainstream wanting it. So these people who call me a neo-Nazi have allowed, this is a national newspaper, have allowed this evil to continue for, as I say, 30, 40, 50 years on an increasing scale.
This is the issue. The apathetic voter is the working class voter. The people who have been denied a political voice in the United Kingdom, who don't bother to vote, are the people where this heinous crime directly impacts them. And they've gone to the authorities and they've gone to the police, Labour held areas, most of them, and nothing is ever done. And it's because they want to save face, they don't want to admit that the multicultural utopia is a nightmare, and they don't want to acknowledge that they have failed the most vulnerable people in Britain, and it wasn't done because they hate us, it was done because they just don't care. So do you think I'm right on this, or do you think I'm being too defensive? I think I'm being exceedingly polite. You can just see the way that he's jeered in the House of Commons whenever he brings up anything like this. Something the establishment, our House of Commons, and the Parliament in general would rather not discuss or confront. They are there to represent us, and back in the day, a representative democracy meant your politicians were trusted to take the decisions on your behalf. We need new politicians that are taking the decisions in their interest and not ours. Restore Britain is a threat to that, and the grassroots of both Restore and Reform UK I am deeply sympathetic to. We all want the same thing. Now, if you like this video and you think I'm being polite and fair, make me aware. All opinions are valid, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.